Have you noticed that lately you are holding your phone further away just to read a text? Or maybe restaurant menus have started feeling annoyingly small. Or maybe the books that you usually read at a certain length, now you have to extend your arms to read the text visibly. The text is going to be blurry a lot. You are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. This is something we call presbyopia, universal age-related condition where your near vision progressively blurs. And for decades, the answer was simply the reading glasses, contact lenses, and LASIK surgery. But in 2021, the FDA approved something new, prescription eye drops called Vuity, containing a drug called Pilocarpine, which is a miotic drop that can restore your near focus in about 15 minutes. In this video, I want to walk you through exactly how it works, the science, the mechanism, the evidence, and what you should know before trying it. Inside your eyes, there's a flexible lens that constantly changes shape, flattening to see distant objects and curving to see near ones. This process is called accommodation, and it is powered by a ring of tiny muscles called the ciliary muscles. Around age 40, that lens gradually loses its elasticity and it becomes stiffer. The ciliary muscle is still trying, but the lens simply can't flex enough to bring close objects into focus. This is presbyopia, and it keeps getting worse through your 50s and 60s. Vuity is a pilocarpine hydrochloride 1.25%, a cholinergic agonist. That's a class of drug that activates certain muscle receptors in the eye, one drop in each eye once a day. It takes effect in about 15 minutes and lasts anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. Here's where the science gets really elegant. Pilocarpine works by binding to acetylcholine receptor on the iris sphincter muscle, the muscle that controls the pupil. This causes the pupil to contract and become smaller. We call this phenomenon meiosis, and that's why these are called miotic drops. But why does a smaller pupil helps you see close objects? Think of it like a camera aperture. When a camera uses a wide aperture, a large opening, object outside the focal plane looks blurry. But close it down to a pinhole and suddenly a much wider range of distance are in sharp focus. That's called depth of field. That's actually when the camera aperture or the eye muscle are wider open. A lot of light is coming and they are focusing, but they are not as much focusing on a single point to give the sharp image. But that when the pinhole effect is applied, more light is passing through one point and focusing on the one point. So this led to the formation of the image, which is somehow more crispy and clear. And the eyes work the same way. Smaller pupil means light passes through only the central, most optically precise part of your lens, and this increases the depth of field and making near objects appear sharper even if your lens can't flex properly on its own. In phase 3 clinical trials, roughly 750 patients with presbyopia were randomized to receive either Vuity or a placebo once daily for 30 days. And after a month, significantly more people using Vuity were able to read 3 additional lines on a near vision chart without losing meaningful distance vision. So, how to use it? One drop in each eye once a day. If you wear contact lenses, remove them first and then wait at least 10 minutes before reinserting. If you use other eye drops, space them apart for 5 minutes. And a second dose is possible 3 to 6 hours after the first if needed. One important note, immediately after applying the drop, your vision may be temporarily blurry while the pupil is adjusting. So do not drive until your vision is clear. The common side effects are headache and affecting about 5% of the users, and eye redness or irritation and affecting 1 to 5%. These are usually mild and tend to improve over time. Because the pupil is constricted, the vision is in dim environments or at night may be darker or reduced. Avoid night driving until you know how the medication affects you. Rarely, miotics have been associated with the retinal detachment, particularly in people with pre-existing retinal diseases. So, a routine retinal exam before starting these eye drops is strongly recommended. And if you experience sudden flashes of light, floaters, or vision loss, seek medical care immediately. So let's recap. Presbyopia happens because your lens loses flexibility with the age. Vuity is a pilocarpine which is a works by constricting your pupil through a pinhole effect, increasing your depth of field and sharpening near vision. Effect kicks in within 15 minutes and lasts up to 10 hours. It's not a cure and it's not for everyone, but for the right patient, it's genuinely impressive and a piece of applied optics in a tiny drop. So the thing is, this drop work by constricting the muscle, which led to the better intake of the light and better focus. I will try to cover eye health and vision sciences every week. Drop a comment and tell me how old were you when presbyopia first hit you, and I will see you in the next one.